The Scholastic Ball Report is sponsored by Mingy Beef Jerky, P-Rats, Rafferty's, Roberts Insurance, Crown Trophy, Sutherland Chevrolet, Prep Spin, Double Dogs, and by UK Sports Medicine.
Hello, I'm Gary Ball, your host of the Scholastic Ball Report. As always, we have a feature from WKYT. It's a story from around the state. The Roberts Insurance Team of the Week, girls basketball team from Franklin County High School with Coach Joey Thacker, the legend in Frankfort. From Nicholasville, we have the Sutherland Chevrolet Drive of the Week with some great sports action. The Crown Trophy Scholar Athlete is bowling team member Kendall Craig from Henry Clay High School. She's also a state champion bowler. Our What's Happening in High School Sports with William Warfield talking about the draw show that took place February 12th. But we know what you want. You want the best highlights in the state of Kentucky. We do too, with Brian Milam, Lee K. Howard, Lindsey Golf.
Lee K. Howard, Lindsey Goff, and it's officially that special time of the year known by two magical words, March Madness.
District championships on the line tonight, but starting tomorrow, it is win or go home. We start tonight's show with perhaps the most balanced of the district finals.
Yeah, since Douglas came into the fold back in 2017, the Broncos, they've kicked up a natural rivalry with Bryan Station. The Broncos, they won the 42nd district last year, but the defenders, get this, have not won a district crown since Shelvin Mack and company did it back in 2008. That's what you call a long drought. Could Station knock off the defending champs tonight? Opening minutes of the game, Armello Boone jumps the passing lane, and that is a wide open lane to the hoop. 14-point night from Mello. 5-0 start for Douglas. And then when Station needs a bucket, they go to Amari Owens. He's never seen a shot he didn't like. He makes most of them. He also scored 14. Here comes Station on the break. Tayshawn Adams ahead of the pack. That's a one-handed flush. Back to a 2-point game. Crowd was lit out there. Douglas working inside out. Avion Chenault open on the wing. He will make it pay. Game high 17 for Chenault, and Douglas does it again. 64-55 the final.
EKU center Isaiah Cozart is the ASUN Player of the Week and the WKYT Athlete of the Week. It's the third time this season the Southpaw shot blocker has earned that distinction. In two EKU wins last week, Cozart averaged 17 points, 16 boards, and 4.5 blocks while shooting 78% from the field. Cozart references his dad's advice about being presented with individual honors.
My dad, he always had a phrase that said if if you can't handle the heat, just don't handle it at all, which basically means if you can't, if you keep thinking about all of this, the outside stuff besides the game, then if you can't handle thinking about that, then just don't think about it at all. I'm really grateful, really blessed to receive, all that I've received throughout the season, but it's almost the farthest thing from my mind is those awards. I'm just focused on trying to get some these next 2 wins for my team.
Hello, welcome back to the Scholastic Ball Report as we honor the Roberts Insurance Team of the Week, Franklin County Girls Basketball Team. With us is basketball coach Joey Thacker, 3 of his players. Welcome into the Coach Show.
Thanks for having us, Gary. We appreciate it.
Talk about the strong basketball program you built at Franklin County.
Well, somebody asked me the other day about that, and, we've just been fortunate enough to have really good families that's bought into, sort of what we're doing, and they let us coach them hard and set high expectations for them, and we've been really lucky to have a few good players along the way,
Talk about your basketball season so far this year, upcoming opponents, and your tournament play.
Well, we've played a pretty tough schedule, we hope. We hope it's got us ready for when it counts. We played in the Queen of the Commonwealth before Christmas against a lot of state's top teams. We won the Lady of the South after Christmas, which is a big tournament down in Western Kentucky. And, that competition we feel like will help us, come district and regional tournament play.
Describe the makeup and experience on your team this year.
Well, we've got a lot of kids back from last year. We go about 10 deep on our varsity. We have a lot of flexibility with lineups. We've got good size. We've got good speed. And we can do various things with those different lineups. We can play slow. We can play fast. We've done a little bit of everything. And, Rachel and our other senior, Alex Newton, have provided really good leadership. And I think we have 8 or 9 upperclassmen. So that helps, when you've got a lot of leadership.
Would you say that depth is the special sauce on your team this year?
I hope so. I think so. A lot of these kids are very unselfish. They don't care to do the dirty work, coming off the bench. And it's hard to get high school kids to love to play defense. But when we really want to bend and guard and do the little things, I feel like that's the key to us because we can guard with so many different people and try to wear people down.
Coach Thacker, if you would introduce these young ladies to us today and tell us a little bit about them.
Well, this is Juliana Frazee. She's a junior post player for us. She's played for us since she was a 7th grader. And a lot of these kids, have played for us since middle school. This is Leah Hogan. Leah is our leading 3-point shooter and our leading scorer. She's a junior guard. And then Rachel Shropshire on the end there is a senior forward. She is signed to go to Bellarmine University next fall and continue her basketball career.
Well, let's start with Rachel. In basketball, what position do you play and what position you like the most?
I play all positions besides point guard, and my favorite is probably shooting guard.
What do you work on the most in basketball during practice?
I work on my shooting, driving to the basket, and post moves.
And I'm going to ask you this. What do you like most about being on the basketball team at Franklin County?
I like the winning part of it and then being surrounded by supportive girls and coaches.
And Giuliani, did you set goals for yourself each year for basketball?
Yeah, every year I set different goals just to try and accomplish them by the end of the year.
What's the most fun thing about being a basketball player at Franklin County?
Just having the supportive family and friends as like your sisters and the amazing coaches that we have.
And Leah, last but not least, we always say the best for last, as we say. Who had the most influence on you to play basketball?
Probably my dad. He's always been working with me with it since I was little and just told me to always have confidence in myself.
What is your favorite part of playing basketball, the sport of basketball?
I like defense when we're able to shut the other team's best player down and then make the other players have to do stuff on their own. And then when we score off our defense.
And what is your most memorable game you played in at Franklin County?
The regional championship game my freshman year, 2 years ago, when we won the championship game.
That's Coach Joey Thacker, Rachel, Giuliani, and Leah. Okay, that's it for the Roberts Insurance Team of the Week. We'll be right back with more on the Scholastic Ball Report. Hello, welcome back to the Scholastic Ball Report as we honor the Crown Trophy Scholar Athlete of the Week. She's Kendall Craig, a bowling team member from Henry Clay High School. Welcome into the show, Kendall.
Hi.
Now, how did you get interested in bowling?
Both of my mom and dad both bowled, and like a lot of their family members bowled. So
we started to try it out pretty early, and I got interested probably when I was 8.
And what do you like about participating in bowling?
Probably all the people on my team and on the other teams are all pretty supportive of everyone, and just making new friends.
And you recently won the individual KHSAA State Championship bowling title. And talk to us about that experience. It must have been great.
Yeah, it was a really cool experience, and I had been to state 2 times before that, so I had a little bit of experience and maybe a little bit more than others, and so it was a little less pressured to do well because I'd been before, so I was less nervous.
Describe the atmosphere at the state bowling championships.
It's pretty cool. A lot of the teams, if they only have a couple individuals competing, sometimes they bring their whole team and they cheer for everyone, their team. And so it's pretty cool, and it's really loud, but it's exciting to watch and to just compete.
And what was your score?
I shot, so in the seeding, I seeded 7th, and then we bowled 2 games after that. And so I moved up to 2nd. And so then I shot 219. In the semifinals, I shot 234. And then in the finals, I shot 199.
What is the highest bowling score that so far in your career?
I did shoot a perfect 300. I've actually shot 2. So.
Wow. I always wanted to capture that perfect score, but I never did when I was a bowler. Came fairly close a few.
Yeah.
And what's your favorite thing about being on the bowling team there at Henry Clay?
I would say the people on the team and their parents and everyone, because they're so nice and we're all so welcoming, and so we love when new people come and join, and just everyone, we always have a lot of fun.
Can we switch gears now and talk about your academic accomplishments? You're a very good student with a grade point average of 3.9. What's your favorite academic area or subject?
I would probably say social studies or math. Probably equally the same.
How do you balance bowling practice with your classwork?
Well, we have high school practice on Tuesday, and so I practice then, and I also practice on Thursday. So mostly before I go to practice or after practice, I do a lot of work, and mostly during the week I'm doing work, and so when I come home after school, it's schoolwork and then practice. So yeah.
Well, thank you very much, Kendall, for being on the Scholastic Ball Report today.
Thank you for having me.
That's Kendall Craig, the Crown Trophy Scholar Athlete of the Week. We'll be right back with more on the Scholastic Ball Report.
It's the Sutherland Chevrolet Drive of the Week. Bryan Station and Frederick Douglass in the 42nd District Championships. That is Mello Boone jumping the passing lane and taking it the distance for the easy two-handed flush. A competitive game between the defenders and the Broncos, but in the end, Douglass comes out with a 64-55 win to claim another district championship. That is your Sutherland Chevrolet Drive of the Week.
Welcome back into the Scholastic Ball Report segment of What's Happening in High School Sports. Our topic today is the KHSAA UK Healthcare Boys Sweet 16 and Mingy Beef Jerky Girls Sweet 16 draw shows. Here to talk about it is our interview with William Warfield, who is the official web streamer for the show. Welcome in, William.
Appreciate you all having me again, Bridget. I always love being on the show and talking to you and Gary, so always good to be here.
So the draw show was held on Monday, February 12th, 2024. The KHSAA office is on Executive Drive. So talk about the format for the show a little bit.
Yeah, so we'll start off the show where we bring in one of the title sponsors of the show. So whether that be Mingy Beef Jerky for the girls tournament or UK Sports Medicine, UK Healthcare for the boys tournament, we'll have them on as guests for the very first part of that, so we can talk with those title sponsors and get to know them and let our audience get to know them well. And then once that segment's over with, we go to commercial, and then we come back, and Dave and Brian, they'll give a quick preview of the bracket that we're about to draw for, and we're off and running. Butch Copes comes in, and he gets that hopper out. It's kind of like the little bingo machine, if you know what I'm talking about. So he throws in, each region's got a ball, so it's 1 through 16, and that's how we select our matches is, whatever ball comes out is and you go from the top to the bottom of the bracket. So whatever ball comes out is the matchups that we have, and KHSAA will decide on times later on, but that's the matchups that we have when they draw them out of that machine.
I know it's really, really exciting. Everybody's like glued to to watch that because it is on live. So if people missed that draw show that was held in February, what when could they pick it up? Where could they watch it?
Well, you can watch it anytime you want to at KHSAA.tv. So that is the link that you would go to rewatch the show, or if you were to catch it live, maybe next year if you're tuning into it, you can watch it there always. And then the brackets are available if you want to pull it up anytime online to go ahead and see those brackets, so you can go ahead and see what regions take on what regions.
So talk a little bit about the two draws and the schedule for the tournaments. I think the girls is first, and maybe some of the exciting early round matchups.
Yeah, I think, when you talk about that girls tournament, one of the matchups that we got, which is capable of being a state championship game, is going to be Region 10 taking on Region 7. Region 10, I mean, if you look at it right now, you're probably thinking GRC comes out of that. I think that would be a safe bet. And then Region 7, Sacred Heart, what are they, 3 times in a row now state champions, going for their 4th in a row. So you could probably pencil in Sacred Heart. I mean, that's a very big possibility there. And if I was doing, if we were able to bet on high school sports, I'd say Sacred Heart GRC in that matchup. So that game's going to be pretty special, I think. And then in the boys matchups, I think the biggest one that, especially here in Central Kentucky, Region 8 drew Region 11. So we're thinking maybe Woodford County coming out of Region 8 over there. Again, this is just speculation, but, if we were to pick today, that would probably be the favorite coming out of the 8th. And then out of the 11th, I mean, that's a coin toss. You could go with Great Crossing, who has proved over and over again that they're probably the best team in the state of Kentucky. You got Lexington Catholic in there. You got Henry Clay. You got Bryan Station, Frederick Douglass. Any of those teams are capable of coming out of the 11th. So that matchup right there is going to be pretty special.
I tell you, it's an exciting time of the year. I mean, March Madness is here for sure. And these are 2 great events. So hopefully people will jump on Ticketmaster and get their tickets for the Boys and Girls Sweet 16. Well, thank you, William, for that great information. We kicked it off with a fantastic draw show, which you web streamed. And we'll be right back with more on the Scholastic Ball Report.
Across town, the Lexington Holy War with Lexington Catholic and LCA entered its 15th chapter in postseason history. A win tonight by heavily favored Knights would be the school's 10th 30-win season. It would be Brandon Salzman's 4th campaign of 30-plus wins. Catholic scores in about 3 seconds in this one. Off the tip, Tyler Doyle gets the rock, spins to the cylinder. The Knights would have the lead. LCA cuts a 10-point lead to 4. Hagen Preston dials it up from deep. Preston with 11 tonight. The Eagles' point guard is scrappy Saxton Howard. Obviously no relation to Lee K, because look what he can do. Howard with 18. Sorry, Lee K.
You haven't seen me play yet.
Catholic baseball coach Scott Downs knows the Knights are going to win, especially when Sam Smith is banking home. Catholic now 30-2. They win at 57-42.
Well, that's the show for this week, but we'll be back next week. Special thanks to our Scholastic Ball Report team. Prep Spin's King of Stream, William Warfield. Joel Clace, our director, WKYT. Executive producer, Bridget DeVries. The WKYT sports staff are Brian Mallum, Lee K. Howard, and Lindsey Gall. And don't forget to tune in next week for another great show. Remember, for those you see and those you don't see, keep your eye on the Scholastic Ball Report.
The Scholastic Ball Report was sponsored by Mingy Beef Jerky, P-Rats, Rafferty's, Roberts Insurance, Crown Trophy, Sutherland Chevrolet, Prep Spin, Double Dogs, and by UK Sports Medicine.